And if you can tap into enough of the truths of what you're really wanting from your business, you're going to feel pulled to act. But you're going to have to reveal and remember what they are. Because when we go to do something new, if you've got a goal like being in business, if you're lacking ambition because you've done inner work and you actually feel content with where you are, if you're lacking ambition, what's going to happen is fear consciousness is going to kick your butt initially. It's going to take control. Our fear consciousness is 2.5 times more powerful at grabbing our attention than heart consciousness. Yeah. The head's 2.5 times more influential in our state than our heart is. So we kind of have an uphill battle. It's kind of David and Goliath. And we need to practice doing heart maps and feeding the direction of following our heart. We got to learn and teach ourselves how to be inspired. Yeah. And so if we go back to the business example, you might be in it because you are really wanting to get creative and your job didn't allow you to be creative enough. So you want to do it because you're really excited to create. That's a heart desire. It's an authentic heart desire. You might want to get to work slightly less. Maybe initially that's not going to be a thing, but maybe that's why you're like, I'm sick of doing something I don't enjoy all the time, slaving away and feeling just like I resent getting up on Monday morning. I want to be present and enjoy what I'm doing. Maybe that's a heart desire, being present. Maybe you want to serve people. You want to make a difference. You want to shake it up. You want to be creative. These are heart desires. Service is a heart desire, and ultimately being fulfilled. And maybe you're doing it because you really want to create more abundance and you're struggling to get paid enough in your work and you're like, no, my family deserve more wholesomeness, more abundance. True abundance that's going to fuel fulfillment is a heart desire. So when you tap into all these factors, if you, just like a pros and cons list, you go in your journal and you just write heart map for my business, head attachments, and you get clear on what are all the head attachments. Heart desires is the second column, and you write all your true heart desires. They're the wholesome desires. It's easy to feed that. And I have this practice that you may or may not know about called the Heart's Prayer, and there are 4 heart truths in it. The first heart's truth is you deserve your truest desires. You don't deserve your head attachments. You don't deserve to feel motivated. Motivation is being in fear. It's being dysregulated. It's being in stress. It's feeling less than. You deserve so much more than that. You deserve to feel present, full, wholesome, holy. You deserve to be fulfilled. And that, in a sense of pulling you to action, is inspiration. And you get to create inspiration by feeding what's wholesome. I created a quote the other day that inspired me to do this episode. And what I said in the quote was, something along the lines of, you find integration between motivation and contentment by dreaming wholesomely. By dreaming wholesomely. And what that means is, when you're going after something that you're looking for motivation for, you find the wholesome reasons that you're doing it. And when you can tap into that, it will inspire you to move. It's just going to take some unlearning, because not just you, but 99.99% of the population is driven by fear. I hammered that point home because of the way that we're raised and what we value as a society is so performative, so based around needing to be successful to be liked, that we're taught, and our fear consciousness is grabbed onto it and said, you better do well. You better go after your and get a good job and do well at uni and get good grades. You better make a lot of money, because you're not going to be worthy of love if you don't. And of course, that's going to create some motivation. That's what inspires most young entrepreneurs. Yeah, most people get into it by going, I'm going to be so successful. I'm going to be like Dan Blazarian. I'm going to be like all these famous celebrities, and I'm going to be rich and everyone's going to like me. My parents are going to be proud of me, and I'm going to be loved and I'm going to be safe. That's ultimately what they're looking for. It's just a very ineffective strategy for getting that need met, because it's essentially delaying it for eternity. Whereas we can feel whole now, feel that contentment. That's like one of the big factors of this podcast. Can feel content, learn to feel whole in who we are right now as who we are. And we can create inspiration by tapping into an awareness of what is our fear. What are we scared of here? What are we attached to here? What's our head really wanting from this goal? And not feeding that. But by recognizing it, we can become aware of what's pulling us into pressure. And then we can choose to divert ourselves into our heart. And instead of being in pressure, we can create presence by tapping into the real heart truths, the real heart desires behind why you're pursuing that particular thing you're looking for motivation on. Because there are wholesome desires there. I know everyone has head attachments and heart desires for everything they do. Someone's in an argument with their partner and they're doing a heart map on that. They're attached to being right. They're attached to being in control. They're attached to being liked. They're attached to being safe, defending themselves. But then their heart's desires are, I just want you to see me. I just want to be loved. I just want to receive love. I just want to love you. I just want to feel safe. These are beautiful desires. And if you fed them and became aware of them during the argument, you can access them pretty easily with vulnerability. You can achieve presence through that vulnerability instead of the pressure that comes from the fear, the attachment. Yeah. If you're in health, I said I may forget this to circle back around, but I'm remembering. If we think about health and you're going to the gym, what are the head attachments? I want to hit PBs. I need to be doing a good job. I want to look a certain way so that people think I'm attractive. And then you walk out kind of shut off from the world and this kind of like inflated sense of self. They're the head attachments, but the heart desires, what are they? I want to feel present. I want to do something that gets my body moving. I want to feel vital. I want to feel energized. And I want to love myself. I want to feel loved. And I can feel loved by honoring myself.